So again, very warm welcome, Dharmesh Bhai.
Thanks, Mehul.
Your session was really amazing
Thank
about
you.
the cloud security and the point that you actually touched.
Yeah.
We wanted to ask that how was your overall experience coming to this conference and how it is different from the other conference that you spoke and you organized?
Okay, so look, first of all, thanks again, Mehul and team, right, for inviting me. Definitely, I see a very different vibe out here, right? I believe we were just speaking a while back. You are just three core organizers, and pulling off this kind of an event, it's not an easy task. Trust me. I mean, Mumbai team, if I compare, right, we are 5 members, okay, and we still struggle with last minute, we have those anxieties, right? So pulling off this kind of an event, I would say hats off to you, right? Probably you're doing this for the first time without much support, right? Really appreciate that, right? Second point which I wanted to make is that the kind of audience that you have tried to capture, right? I must appreciate that, right? You have had a very nice balance, okay, of professionals coming in, students coming in, and it gives them a good opportunity to kind of interact with them. So again, I mean, very, I would say a unique experience that I've got. With the kind of agenda that you have put up, the line of speakers that you have, right? And probably I must say the audience will have a very good takeaway, post the event. It's going to be a memorable one for them. You have set the bar high for Cloud Gandhinagar, I would say.
That was actually the target that when last year that we started, you know that very well, right? It's a 1-year-old community.
Yeah.
And we thought so at that time that we don't want to do a lot of meetups. We wanted to meet up with the companies as a collaborative perspective.
Correct.
Right. And the thing that worked in favor for this time is that company promoted our event.
Right.
We have a time we had discussed this as well.
Correct.
That we had a more professional and less students.
Right.
Because we are not
Right.
promoted universities at all.
Exactly.
And then we thought, okay, now we need more students as well because professor is going to help. The challenge was that there were more students, and being a speaker, you cannot cater everyone.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason we look for the professional part crowd as well, so they can address the attendees because ultimately they are going to network more.
Correct.
With us. Right.
Correct.
So that was the ultimate agenda, and that was I've seen that it's a missing that जो बाकी लोग करते हैं हमको अपने को
वो नहीं करना
का है.
Correct.
Right.
No, I think that's the right thing to do, right? I mean, look, that differentiates you from the rest of the communities. And look, at a certain point of time, right? Cloud as a service, right? It's meant to cater to enterprises. It's meant to cater to large organizations as well. Yes, there would be developers who can be students who can be new market professionals and all, right? Which will cater for everyone. But yes, going on that professional journey, that's the maturity that you have achieved.
Exactly. And the kind of profile that people bring. For example, your profile is pre-sales, right?
Yeah.
And not so many people have awareness of power of actually pre-sales. Where you need to be a technically sounded.
Yeah.
Plus, you are good with the customers where you explain them how things are going to. So,
Yeah.
would you just can be elaborate more about the pre-sales engineering or the pre-sales solution architect roles?
Yeah.
Because this is the area so people can build career, right?
Correct.
Or shift their career if they have, let's say, 7 to 8 years of experience in tech. They can shift there where they help the enterprise customers.
Yeah. Sure. So I mean, if I take a step back into my journey, right? The first and foremost advice is that you cannot be a pre-sales in your first 5 years of your experience.
Right.
You have to be hands-on. I started off as a developer, a Java J2E developer, moved into DevOps, cloud, sysadmin roles, right? Then was managing a lot of cloud infrastructure. After a point of time, right, when I was very familiar with the technologies that I have worked with, then I know that yes, this is something I can pitch to my customers. I can build solutions on top of this. I can do value selling. Right. So probably pre-sales is something which I've done in the last 3 odd years or 4 years, right? But before that, it's all core hands-on stuff that you have to do. So if someone is on a solutions architect or a pre-sales kind of a journey, my advice for them would be first be hands-on with the product, right? With the technology that you are working in, whether it is development, whether it is cloud, whether it is any other technology that you want to work with, right? Be hands-on, right? Then move into these customer-facing and pre-sales roles. Because trust me, when you are in front of a customer, right, you will have scenarios that you would never have thought of in your past
Absolutely, yes,
experience,
yes.
right? They're doing something, they're doing unimaginable things with the technology which you would not have come across, and it's only by experience that you will be able to help them achieve that objective, right? So that's something which is a learning for me as well. Yeah.
Ultimately, I always hear people look for the challenges, right?
Yeah.
But they don't invite the challenges.
Yeah.
This kind of a role will is somewhere that, hey, I wanted to gather this challenge,
Yeah.
and there you can come across with a
Correct.
lot of challenges.
Correct.
And they can explore a lot of technology as well.
Yes,
You might
yes.
need to incorporate different tools,
Yeah.
different partners as well,
Yes.
where you hybrid cloud or multi-cloud platforms, right?
Yeah.
But pre-sales is for me is a very underrated role.
Yeah.
Right. But now it's very booming.
Yeah.
Do you have any other underrated roles which going to be in the future is going to be like be very much attractive because the people who work in the from last couple of years as a pre-sales now they are in a very, I'm sure in terms of compensation as well.
Yeah.
Right. They are really good
Yeah.
salaries. So is there any underrated role which you think, okay, this is going to be a big profile where people can join in or as?
Okay, so look, I mean, if you go by my experience, right, I've played multiple roles. Developer, probably, somewhere into, a mix of admin role, kind of, ops kind of role, okay. Somewhere I was doing a lot of COE roles, right. Was a kind of more into the technology oriented pre-sales role.
COE means Center of Excellence?
Center of Excellence,
just
right?
to,
COE kind of roles, right? Where it was kind of drifting into the pre-sales part of it, right? Now look, the underlying thing over here, okay, is that what are you building or what are you trying to sell, right? And who is that consumer, right? So customer essentially, okay, is going to be important, right? If you don't know who is the customer, right, no role, okay, is going to be fruitful for you. So any role, okay, if you're, I mean, just to answer your question, okay, be it any role, okay, if you don't manage your customers well, okay, that role is going to be a failure.
Agreed.
Right? So irrespective, okay, I don't have an exact answer that which
Got it.
role might be that next
Totally
big
makes
role,
sense.
right? But yes, if you have to, take one word, right, it's definitely solution engineering.
Okay.
Because any solution engineer, right, they will have to look at it from a 360-degree spectrum.
Right.
They will have to do a lot of integrations. They will have to understand, okay, if, say for example, it's a cloud role, okay, I will have to integrate my systems with Slack. I'll have to integrate it with Jira. I'll have to integrate it with probably a security tool, right? I need to know what are those integrations, right? So solution engineering is all about that holistic approach.
Okay.
Once you are aware of that holistic approach, nothing is impossible.
Makes
so
sense.
that's something which is
Totally makes sense. I think this is going to help a lot to the participant. I have to literally talk to you so much, but I think we have a very short time. But
Thank you.
Thanks you for coming, and I'm sure people are going to have a great discussion, great interaction. And हम लोग भी पूरा benefit उठाएंगे इस बात का.
100%. Feel free to I mean, make advantage or I mean I'm more than happy to talk to people. That's something which I do passionately, right?
You like
I like doing that.
Fun person.
Right. Yeah. I mean no bias.
And
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.